Hello to all my readers out there, especially second graders. If you're hearing this, I am glad that you are part of this. This next three-step series will be all about the dog that dug for dinosaurs. That'll be our anchor text. And after that, we'll read Libre Tarpitz. Throughout our three stories, we're still going to read one first. I need you to think about how can you learn about animals that lived long ago. Some of the keywords that we'll focus on are high frequency words: by, called, even, father, maybe, outside, tomorrow, town, water, and where. We'll focus on reading fluently and intonation and with the words of the oo sound. Our target vocabulary is exact, discovered, remove, growled, amazed, explained, guard, and souvenirs. You're going to think about what is an adverb. An adverb describes how you do something. I run. How do I run? I run quickly. Some of the things you'll also look at is shades of meaning. You think of a word and you think of how many different ways can you use that word. Like in book, took, books, foot, hoof, cook, nook, hood, wood, stood, shook, crook, and cookbook. We're going to write at the end of this an opinion paragraph. Epperson's Icicle. Epperson's Icicle. One winter night, more than 100 years ago, an 11-year-old boy named Frank Epperson became an accidental inventor at his home in San Francisco, California. Frank was using a stick to mix up a fruity drink by mixing flavored powder with water. Frank got distracted before he ever took a sip, and he left the drink on his back porch. That same night, the temperature dropped and a big breeze hit the city. It was unusual for it to get that cold in San Francisco. When Frank woke up for breakfast the next morning, his hungry stomach growled like a bear. Before he ate, Frank remembered his drink on the porch. He had left it without a guard to watch over it during the night. 1. When and where did the events take place? When and where? 2. How did Frank Epperson become an inventor? When and where did the events take place? And how did he actually become an inventor? Think about those two things. Frank found the drink on the porch in the exact position he'd left it. When Frank reached for it, he discovered it wasn't a liquid anymore. Frank's drink was frozen solid around the wooden stirred stick he had left in a glass. Frank didn't try to remove the stick. Instead, he held it like a handle and slid the icy block out of the glass and gave it a lick. He'd always wondered what the drink would taste like frozen, and now he knew it tasted great. Ooh, what a marvelous inventor he was. Frank explained to his friends what had happened and made icy treats for them. He didn't try to keep the secret of how he'd made frozen juice on a stick. After all, he'd made it by accident. His friends loved the treats, and he thought everybody else would too. When Frank was older, he decided to sell them. First, he called them the frozen lollipop on Epperson Icicle. Later, he changed it to the Epsicle. Finally, when he was grown up with children of his own, he gave it the name we use today. This next question. What sequence of events took place after Epperson invented the Epperson Icicle? What happened after he invented the Epperson Icicle? What are some of the things that happened? First, later, then what? It was 1905 when Frank left his drink on the porch and invented the frozen juice pop. Today, People in the United States eat hundreds of millions of them every year. There's no museum selling souvenirs or showing pictures of the first Epperson icicle, but it has become one of the favorite hot weather treats in the country. Frank was right that they'd be popular, and he'd probably be amazed at just how popular. You can do a quick write about this famous inventor and how or what he invented, when he invented it, how did he invent it, did it was it because he was experimenting with something, or was it accidental? Then tell me what happened after that, and write a conclusion about it. Thank you for sharing and thank you for participating in this recording.